Today on BRStv, we're going to discuss filter socks and the reef tank. Hi, I'm Ryan, host of BRStv, where each week we cover a new topic related to reefing. This week we're going to hit on filter socks. We'll talk about why reefers use them, why some reefers don't, and how to clean them. Filter socks are a pretty common piece of equipment on a reef tank. They're used primarily to keep the water free of suspended particles so the water looks crystal clear. If you're good about changing them frequently, they can also be a component of your nutrient export maintenance cycle. Most often they're placed on the output of your overflow pipes, so all the water leaving the tank has to pass through them. The sock is made out of a felt-like filter cloth which will capture food, fish poo, floating particulate matter, and other waste that goes down the overflow. Capturing all this will prevent it from being recycled back into the tank by the return pump, and ultimately the water column will be much clearer, which is the primary reason I use them personally. If you're good at swapping them out, they can also be a really solid nutrient export method as well. Since the sock is trapping all the food and fish turds, you can remove the sock, which will effectively remove the waste before it has a chance to break down into nutrients like nitrate and phosphate. Now there's a caveat to this. If you leave the socks in too long, the organic matter will break down within the filter sock and add nutrients anyways. So how long is too long? Really depends on what you're feeding and the type of livestock you have. If you change them every day, it would likely be very effective. However, most people wouldn't be that diligent about it. If you change them a couple times a week, it would likely still be pretty effective. Once a week, somewhat effective, and beyond that, who knows? But I don't think it's likely to have a tremendous impact on nutrients if you change them every 2 weeks or longer. The fact that the food and waste breaks down within them and produces nitrate has some people referring to them as nitrate factories. I don't think that's entirely fair because they certainly aren't adding nitrate to the water themselves, and the organic waste in the tank is going to turn into nitrates whether it happens within the sock or somewhere else in the tank. The one concept that gives this line of thought some credibility, however, is some of the food and waste is getting caught up in the filter sock before the skimmer has a chance to remove it. Well, that is true to some degree because I have seen skimmers pull out some small particles of food like plankton additives. The skimmer isn't going to pull out whole pellets of food or whole mysis shrimp. They're going to have to break down first. Skimmers are really designed to remove small molecules like proteins, amino acids, and organic and inorganic molecules, not chunks of food. As far as implementing them goes, they're included in a wide variety of sump designs. If you're looking for one that will connect to a pipe, CPR makes one called the socket, which comes with a bracket and a pipe attachment. Vertex makes one that's pretty stylish using their signature titanium screws, which comes in a 4 and 7-inch version. Like everything they make, it absolutely has to look sharp. So once you start using these, you'll have to clean them. My suggestion is to buy a couple months worth. So figure out how often you're going to change them and buy the appropriate amount. You can clean them out by hand in the sink, but that doesn't really work that well. A better bet is to use a washing machine. I like to run an empty cycle in my washer to rinse any soap that might be in there out, and then throw all my socks in. They come out remarkably clean. If you don't change them out frequently or the tank is at the office, we do sell them in bulk, so it isn't a huge cost to replace them as needed as well. They do come in a couple of types, drawstring and plastic ring. Most people will use a plastic ring if they have a bracket or sock incorporated sump. The drawstring versions can be used to tie around the end of a pipe or other unique solutions. Lastly, they come in a thin mesh or felt material. Most people use the felt version for the uses we talked about today. The thin mesh is more commonly used with a drawstring to hold filtration media like carbon and GFO. The mesh, however, can be used with the plastic rings to capture large particles like whole food pellets and shrimp, which you can swap out frequently, and the mesh versions are super easy to rinse out. So this is a hotly debated topic. Stir up some drama and share your thoughts with filter socks with everyone in the comments area down below. If this is your first time with us, we do this every week, so subscribe. See you next week with another episode of BRStv.